anger of a people triggered by a pedestrian knockdown on a highway notorious for road accidents. The November 2018 violent demonstration will forever be remembered by many as the protesters blocked the road, burned tires and clashed with police as they showed anger at the unavailability of footbridges and other crossing aids. Many had been knocked down, some of them being killed, but the death of a WAS student was one too many for the residents.
I
was knocked down some time ago. They should fix the bridges for us.
My brother was knocked down at the same filling station. Look at this thing. When was it started? Until now, nothing is being done about it.
It was a collective reminder to a nation and a people determined to change a negative narrative that never again should anyone be killed by a speeding vehicle on the stretch. 6 of the abandoned footbridges will be awarded to contractors to complete work and fix ancillary parts for pedestrian use. Today, 4 of the 6 footbridges have been completed and open for pedestrian use. But JoyNews has witnessed a distressing spectacle of people still crossing the road dangerously from one end to another.
It's been more than 20 minutes of observing the flow of traffic on this particular stretch of the Madina-Adenta Highway. But it is surprising to know that I've counted as many as 15 individuals who have abandoned the footbridge and have dangerously crossed over from one side to the other side with traffic flowing on this particular stretch. And this is what has been happening here since this particular bridge was opened. From what commuters here tell me, they say the residents complain that the distance they have to cover from one side of the road to the other side is too long when they use the footbridge. Kennedy and Ben are taxi drivers right in front of a tot-to-teen school at Adenta. They tell me why some of the pedestrians have abandoned the footbridge.
The pedestrians say the bridges are too long. It takes them longer to cross the road.
The police but the police there, and
overhead from here I could do no and normally
some of the pedestrians fight police stewards who are stationed along the stretch to ensure the right thing is done.
Some argue and quarrel with the police officer stationed on the stretch. They don't move away to cross dangerously.
The situation in front of the West Africa Senior High School is no different. What would it take to get these pedestrians to simply do the right thing? Ken and Ben have some suggestions.
This is a police phone.
I think the solution is to find some recalcitrant pedestrians and they must be arrested.
A
police reinforcement is required to deal with the problem.
Our cameras captured these individuals shamelessly running across the highway, even worse, talking on the mobile phone. It's time for some drastic action to be taken, lest the riots of November 8, which left several people injured and caught up in the crossfire, will be in vain, and government's investment in the project would have been wasted. Do the right thing. Komla Adom, JoyNews, Adenta.
So what has changed? Has anything changed at all days after Komla Adom visited this particular footbridge, where it became rather very topical for the wrong reasons? Well, we're back here this morning. Roland Walker is roving in the Madina Adenta community where this footbridge is located, and we're joining him live. Roland, what can you report? Roland, tell us what you can report, if it's significantly different from what Komla reported to us days before.
To segment the operation this morning in monitoring the walk over the bridge into 3 phases. The first phase was to do a round down, or what we call in technical terms a recce, to ensure that they saw people who were doing the right thing by walking on the bridge and not walking beneath the bridge by crossing the road. So you can see the Adenta Footbridge there. This one is a section that is around Tot to Tin. The Tot to Tin, or the Adenta Junction itself, after the Tot to Tin school. And this one is also closer to the Adenta police station, which is just on my right. We'll take you there shortly. But what has been done so far by the police is to ensure that they station various people, various men or personnel on the road. So just beneath the bridge, you'll find that personnel are there. Also complementing the team is a team from the National Road Safety Commission and other allied agencies that tend to provide road safety education. But the police are making sure that they put a stop to flagrant disabuse of observing rules of using the footbridge or footbridges on the stretch by, well, I will not call it an arrest, but somehow just making sure that they detain those who flout the rule or the regulation of not walking on the footbridge or using the footbridge by using the road. So they'll cross the rail as you find it. And so far they've detained about 32, 33 people. We'll take you to them. They are cautioning them currently. And then you can find that this is a policeman who has, I wouldn't say arrested, but detained somebody who has decided to use the road instead of the footbridge. I'll ask him quickly why he decided to use the road and not the footbridge. We've had various agitations, led to some demonstrations, burning of ties, the intervention by the ministry. We've had huge sums of money pumped into building footbridges. And you're not alone, though. But why did you decide to use the road instead of using the footbridge? Very surprising.
I've never been here before. This is my first time coming here, and I'm here for a job interview. So I don't know. When I came, they weren't there. They are not open yet. So I decided to.
You mean the footbridge has got gates, so they lock it?
No.
I can see people crossing the footbridge. Just the one behind us.
Yes, I can see that. But I don't know how things work here. You know.
Where do you live?
I live at Newtown, Accra
Newtown. So it means that for you as an ordinary Ghanaian, anywhere you visit where there are footbridges, because you don't live there, you won't use them.
No, it doesn't mean like that.
But that's what you did.
You know, that's what I did.
Okay.
That's what I did.
Right. So what are they going to do to them? This is really not arrest, but you are detaining them, and what will you do subsequently?
Actually, my boss is going to give them some advice so that next time they won't use that place again.
Yeah, that's Mr. Mensah. What's your first name?
Gideon.
Gideon. And your station here?
No, I'm from Accra region.
Accra region. You're part of the personnel deployed?
Yes, sir.
That's one of the good work, or the good works that's been done by the police. And we've had Mr. Kwesi Fori spearheading that. This is what we're deciding to do. We decided to sandwich ourselves between the bridge and then the Adenta police station. They've caught tens of people, not only 10, more than 20, more than 30, who have been detained at the Adenta District Police Headquarters. And we're having caution being given to them by Mr. Kwesi Fori and the rest of the team. Now, this has been done to ensure that nobody becomes a victim the next time around. So just by way of education, they are detained in the meantime, not in the negative sense of the word. Of course, they're wasting their time. And it includes even school children. So those accompanying adults decided not to use the footbridges in the company of these school kids. And then even those in secondary school and normal adults. We'll ask some of them why they decided to use that. Of course, we've had some interaction already. But what they are doing is to caution them. And so you can find that the interaction is ongoing, is a caution. And after that, they will tell them that you don't have to do this again. Go and sin no more. Hopefully, the police are thinking when they do that, they would have some precaution undertaken in the first place. The citizens or ordinary Ghanaians who have decided to defy the orders would also have some word of advice to give their fellow citizens or those they are in communities with or those who are in the same office with them to get to know that the right thing needs to be done. We'll quickly go and listen to the caution, and we'll have some word with Mr. Kwesi Fori in the meantime also. But this is what it is. All of them don't want to have their faces shown, but I would want to. How are you?
I'm fine.
And where do you go to school?
Adenta.
Adenta. And you were crossing the road?
Yeah.
But what did you have an adult crossing the road with you? Or you were crossing the road alone? You were in Josephine. So all of you were in school. Ideally, you should have somebody you cross the road with, okay? So next time when they want to take you to school and you have to cross the road, say you want to use a footbridge, okay?
Okay.
What's your name?
Adams.
Adams. Adams, have a good day in school, okay? Okay. And Mr. Kwesi, I know this is not in a negative way, but you're detaining them to make sure that the right things are done. What are you doing to them currently?
Now, looking at your campaign and looking at what police intend doing, today we're going to advise them. It's going to be like a school where we'll be talking to these little ones, some of the parents and the elderly who also have, endangered themselves by avoiding the foot bridges and, going through the rough way. So now we're going to educate them, caution them, and see no more. And because it's a community project, this is a symbiotic relationship between the police and the media, which you are championing. You in particular, Joy FM in particular, is championing.
JoyNews.
JoyNews as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to them not to do it again, because some of the little ones are going to school. You can see some are the youngsters and other schools. And we'll be going to the nearby schools as part of the project with the police PR team to educate them to use it. So it's not going to be the enforcement aspect alone. We're going to do a lot of education, sensitize them, and to embrace good habits, good attitude, to support the state. Whilst, following that demonstration, government demonstrated this goodwill. So it is up to the people also to use these facilities. And we don't want to witness knockdowns, injuries, and death on the highway anymore. So I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to them.
And before you do that, what will you say as you face the camera say about the initiative being undertaken by JoyNews, Joy FM, the rest of the multimedia channel?
The effort taken by JoyNews and Joy FM and your affiliate stations is very laudable, is very good. It's going to make sure that we witness accident-free here. We're going to make sure that their life will be better, make sure that they adopt good habits, and also cooperate with the police and other stakeholders like the assembly. So we salute you for this move, and the police, we're going to support you to make sure that our people enjoy peace and security.
Well, thank you very much. Can I speak to one before you start the education? Brian, to say. Okay, but what happened? We had a demonstration that was undertaken by the residents and people like you, and now they have the footbridge. Why is that you didn't use the footbridge?
I want to speak it in Cree so that everybody will understand.
Any problem? What they catch on form so any problem?
Me anape me ba me djuma me nim DC. And I'm close to because they be a close, they be every day be a close. And me banso no. Obi an kan kire me say be a yan close load no. Me close load na I say a cheme. Me nim de maye. And omo de ma ba begina. Enti me nim de enti ma ba begina but
a police for say we in arrest na unim say bridges na wo musisi ye no nka wo musi ni say even though you can be 200 or 100 kilometers away no esanka wo or onante na okokross kwan our bridge no so. Until next time,
Oh, Mayepa. Once some more we inquire, some say faster than
oh, now so who's a woman?
Oh, maybe who's so more we.
Hey, bra. Richard, and that way, no.
Because some more we are, they become a customer call for almost like president, but commissioners and their faso.
When I catch those,
oh, I'm a judge now, son of a catcher. And this almost we a party, I'm a faso, but if almost we the answer, what can they amateur next time?
Right. Okay, so the police is going to do education, and they have the top hierarchy. Yeah, Mr. Kofi, how are you, sir? And so we've had the rank and file who are related to this here, and they are going to caution them according to Mr. Kusifori, but then the caution also to all residents and those who necessarily by default are going to ply the routes. And all routes really, which have the footbridges and other road safety signs, is to make sure that you observe those precautions so that the reasons why the bridges were constructed is achieved, and more so you protect your lives. Now back to the studio.
And that's Roland Walker coming to us live. Well, now you know the police is on standby, so you've got to be careful. It's not only because somebody's watching. Let's just do the right thing. We've advocated for this. The vehicles were killing people on this particular stretch. We have a walkway now. We criticized it. It's too long, whatever it is, but that's what we have. It's better than using the main road, crossing from the main road where your life cannot be protected. So irrespective of the criticisms of the footbridge, let's still do the right thing by using it. That's what has been put up for us to use. So there will be more on this, but for now we have to join Becky, courtesy Awake Purified Drinking Water. We bring you some show business.